Welcome back to White Mountains Today, live from North Conway Village, and I am joined in studio by Kate Weatherall, who is from Lost River Gorge and Boulder Caves in North Woodstock, New Hampshire. Thanks for driving over here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I ask you this every morning. Did you see a moose?
No wildlife this morning.
No wildlife. What a shame. But you have the drive back, so
true.
The odds are in your favor.
I'll take the Kank back. So yeah.
You didn't take the Kank?
No, I came over from Sugar Hill, so I came through Crawford Notch on 302.
Well, that's good for wildlife sightings too, though.
Yeah.
But Lost River Gorge, a beautiful drive from North Conway, New Hampshire. And you can probably go really either way depending on where you are in the valley over here, either 302 through Crawford Notch, or my favorite drive is across the Kankamagas Highway.
Mine as well.
Absolutely beautiful. For someone who's never been to Lost River Gorge, what do people do there? What's it like?
Sure. So it's a natural gorge and boulder cave attraction. So we have a 1 mile long boardwalk trail. So folks actually descend about 300 feet on a staircase down into Lost River Gorge. That boardwalk winds its way back along the river. There's a series of 11 boulder caves they can explore or bypass. Then we actually have a new expansion as folks climb out of the gorge. There's a forest adventure trail. So we've got a tree house, some overlooks perched up on our boulders, and then a suspension bridge across the upper gorge.
Beautiful. If you ever wanted an attraction that is quintessentially New Hampshire, something you can't find anywhere else, this is it. Because there are some things you may, like the boardwalk, which is absolutely beautiful, but you can't make the gorge. How long do you know? What's the history of the gorge? When was it formed?
So it was formed after about 25,000 years ago, after the last glaciation. As the glaciers receded, we had this huge river and meltwater that actually carved this natural gorge down into the rock. But it was discovered in 1852 by two local brothers in the North Woodstock area who were out for an afternoon adventure, exploring and fishing along Lost River itself. One of them actually dropped down into what we call now Shadow Cave, about 15 feet into a pool of water.
Wow.
And they kept exploring.
I love that story. And when I go to Lost River, I always think of them, and I imagine what it would have been like in 1850 to slide down into one of these caves. But you can also pretend that you're them while you're there, and you have that sense of childlike adventure as you're exploring the caves and wandering through. How would you describe the cave experience? Is it, people have different concepts of what a cave is.
Right.
These are boulder caves.
These are boulder caves, so they're really sort of naturally formed cracks and crevices. When these big blocks fell down into the gorge, they piled up, and we've just created little routes to explore in between those openings. They're not. Some folks think of like the huge limestone caverns where you have stalactites and stalagmites and that kind of thing. We don't have that kind of geology. We're talking about granite.
Yep.
So.
And of course, the name Lost River comes from the fact that the river goes in and out of those caves.
Yeah, it sort of appears and disappears as you wander through Lost River.
We're looking at some footage now. You may notice in these shots that a lot of the people are wearing headlamps. That's not something that usually happens during the day, but that's actually a special event you guys run at night.
It is, yeah. We do a really fun event. It's something different and unique in our area, a guided evening lantern tour. So we take groups of about 25 to 30 folks down into the gorge with a guide. They get headlamps. The caves are lit by lanterns, and it's just a fun, different experience.
Wow. Is there an age limit or an ability limit on these?
We typically have older children, adult crowd. We don't recommend it for the really little guys just because it's at night. It can be a little bit scary.
Yeah. And I know you do these all the way into like the fall sometimes when the night gets darker earlier, and it's probably kind of, is it spooky?
For some people it can be. Yeah, it's just a totally different experience from the daytime.
All right, so the lantern tours, you said Wednesday, Friday, Saturday throughout the summer. Yep. Reservation in advance for those?
Reservations, by calling. Yep, you can find all that information on our website. We have a lantern tour page, so lostrivergorge.com.
Very cool. One of the newer event additions to Lost River is the Squam Lake Science Center visits. Tell me about those.
Yeah, so we've partnered with Squam Lake's Natural Science Center. We're doing it once a month right now, so our next presentation with a naturalist will be Wednesday, July 12th, and that schedule is also online at lostrivergorge.com. But they bring up a variety of wildlife, and it's a great experience for kids and families to learn about some of our native creatures.
Very cool. What was the last one? What did they bring up? A mountain lion?
No, no. It tends to be, we hold it out at the treehouse, so there's a little bit of a walk. Everybody has to be transported out in a cage. The largest creature we've had actually is a beaver.
Ooh, cool.
Which they're actually pretty huge.
Those are surprisingly big.
They are,
Yep.
yeah. But we've had owls, skunks, bats, reptiles, all kinds of creatures.
Very cool. Can you pet the skunk? Probably
No.
That would probably be bad news. So Squam Lake Science Center, and there's also, you guys have amenities there. There's food. You have the restrooms. So it's not like you're walking out into the wilderness. It's very comfortable, and you can actually spend quite a long time there.
Yeah, most folks spend on average about an hour and a half. You certainly can make it, a half day. Bring a picnic lunch. We do sell some sandwiches and have a snack bar. We have our mining sluice, which is a great option for kids as well. Panning for gemstones.
Yep.
So,
Do you ever have people who are either geologists or amateur geologists come through who are just interested, or biologists, or what's the other word I'm looking for? Botanists, because there's just so much variety of plant and geology in there. Yeah,
we have some great interpretive signage along the trail that explains a little bit about the geology and history and ecology for our visitors. Mostly just visitors, I think, that are interested in New Hampshire and wildlife and being outside.
All right, so people want to get started, either they want to sign up for one of your lantern tours or just come over for a couple of hours. How do they find you? Where should they get started?
The best place to go is to visit our website, so lostrivergorge.com. We have an events page where we've got all those lantern tours listed. We actually have a dedicated lantern tour page, so they'll find our number, and it's just best to give a call and make a reservation. All right, and you're just about, I'd say about an hour from North Conway? We are, yep. Right across the Kink. Beautiful drive across the Kink. People of all ages. I have never met anyone who has been to Lost River. Sometimes kids will say, "Oh, there's no rides there," or something like that. I've never met anyone who's been to Lost River and said they didn't love it. And that goes for adults. I've seen multi-generational families there, grandparents, parents, younger kids. I know my kids love it. I always look forward to a visit to Lost River Gorge. So it's a special place. It is, yeah. All right. Go say hi to Kate when you go over. Anything else you want to add? I think that's it. Yeah, before we send you on your way. We're looking forward to a busy summer and happy that school is out, and All right. Well, hopefully there's a line at the door waiting when you get back there. Yes, I'm sure there will. Kate Weatherall from Lost River Gorge and Boulder Caves will be back on White Mountains Today.